welcome to day 2. Today we're going to work on our hands and knees, and this is a really important position for us because we need to keep this kind of movement where we can weight bear. You know, it keeps our muscle tone from deteriorating, and when we've got maintain our muscle tone, you know, our metabolism keeps working. There's so many benefits, and it helps us keep our strength as well. Now, when we're on our hands and knees, some ladies find it painful through the wrist. So there's a couple of things you can do here. You can make a fist. You could roll up the end of your mat like this and put the heel of your hand on the end of your mat. So the heel of the hand is raised up a little bit. Or in some exercises, you could even come onto your elbows, but you just want to watch your head doesn't do this, but it's more like this. So then your neck's not going to hurt. So let's get started. Hands and knees. Soften the elbows, spread out the fingertips. I put the knee right under the hip, the heel of the hand under the shoulder, and I make the back of my neck nice and long so my eyes are on the floor in front. When you do your online classes, you want to have a look at my posture and then try to maybe listen to instructions and make sure the back of your neck is in the right shape. Because when you're twisted or trying to look up at the screen, that's when you can pull into your neck. So just be aware of that. What we'll do here is I want you to feel the tops of your feet down on the floor. And almost like you're pushing your shin bones and feet into the floor, you just want to nod your head and round your back. So pull the tummy up away from the floor and look down towards your thighs, making a rounded shape in your back. And then all you do is you go back to neutral and you look forward and make an arch shape. So when you're in an arched shape, the tummy drops down towards the floor and your chest is lifted. And then the tailbone and the head drop, and you push the floor away and you make a rounded shape, and then you look forward and you go into an arch shape. Now if you have osteoporosis, why don't you just go to a neutral spine and then into the arched shape. If you don't have osteoporosis, you can go into the rounded shape with me. So there's a lot of exercises that we do that can be really suitable for osteoporosis. And I mean, these ones are really good because you're weight bearing, so it will help your bone strength, your bone density. And we can do a lot to build healthy bones in our body, which is good news. There's lots we can do. So this should feel great because you're warming up your back, getting that movement through every part of your spine, and that's really key in keeping your back healthy and your movement smooth and easy. And then just find where it's neutral. So if you were laying flat on your back, we talked about neutral spine last class, where we had just the small curve of the back that's there and just the small curve of the neck, and you're just staying nice and steady. Now I want you to lift up one hand off the floor, but without shifting through your shoulders. So you just pour the hand up off the floor and then just put it back and down. Then the other side, you just lift up the hand and then you put it back down. So the trick is not to dip down through the shoulder. So you've got your Pilates box even in this position, and we're just stabilizing your shoulders, and also your tummy's pulling in towards your spine, so you're actually working your core here as well. And again, remember, you can try this on a fist. So just shifting from side to side. Keep the back of the neck nice and long. That means you look a little bit in front of your hands on the floor. And then you're going to pop both hands down. Now, a movement here for your shoulder blades. So what you do now is you keep your arms straight, but you drop your chest down between your straight arms, and your shoulder blades will slip together, and then you just push the floor away and your back feels really broad in the upper back. So it's not an arch or a rounded feeling. It's simply a sort of like a slip of the shoulder blades together, and then they broaden. Like a protract and retract of the arm bone into the shoulder socket. So you slide down between your strong shoulders and then push up. Slip down and push up. So we really want to keep the shoulder blades moving, and especially as we progress and maybe want to pick up some hand weights in some of our following classes, we need to be able to have movement, and then we can build strength on that. Okay, good. And then all we do here is you just sit back towards your feet and just take a little rest here. If you can't sit on your feet, that's okay, because sometimes our knees stop us. So you just go back as far as you feel like you can, and then just shift your weight back forward again. So again, soften your elbows a little bit, spread out your fingertips and press your fingertips down into the ground. And then we're going to move the legs one at a time. So let's take the left leg, just slide the toes back along the floor and then slide the knee back under the hip, and then on the other side. So it's quite tricky to do if you keep your body steady, but that's the aim of it. So think of hip bone to hip bone, that nice straight line. And sometimes I also cue people and say, imagine a glass of water on the small of your back. So if the water doesn't spill, you're doing a good job. So again, it's these slow moves. They're not easy to do well. So I'm really engaging my whole body here to keep steady. We're going to make it a little harder now. So when the leg goes back, I just want you to hold it there. Lift up the leg so it's level with your body and point your hip bones down towards the mat. Okay, and then just tap the toes down on the ground and then lift the leg back up. Tap it down and lift it up and down. Really stretch the leg out. Doesn't have to go high. Most people that I teach this to, their leg goes way higher than they think. That's where a mirror can be handy, or a reflection of some sort. You can check where your leg is in space. I'm lucky. Sometimes I look at the camera and I can use the camera as a mirror for myself. Okay, and then the toes on the floor, and then slide that leg in. We'll do the other side, and then we'll take a rest. So leg goes out. Okay, push the floor away. Nice open, strong chest at the front, and then the leg just lifts up and taps down. Now imagine your hip bones like headlights of a car pointing down to the mat. Is the back of your neck still nice and long? That's it. We're just up and down, stretching the leg out nice and long. Doing really well. I have to say, I'm not very good at counting reps as some teachers are very good at counting. I'm not so good. But often we can just feel that we're even on both sides, and then we're good. So let's slide that, feels about right. So let's slide that knee in and then sit back towards your feet and just take a rest. We call this rest position. Just resting there. And then shift your weight back and up. So what we'll do now is we're going to take opposite arm and leg, and I want you to slide the fingers forward and the opposite leg back. So you keep your toes on the floor and your fingers on the floor, and then slide everything back in. And then fingers and toes slide away from you, and then you bring everything back in. So while we're moving our arms and legs out, I want you to try and keep that Pilates box nice and square. And you're just transferring your weight from side to side, nice and steady, so the hip bones are pointing down to the ground. Try and keep the back of the neck nice and long as well. Now we're going to change it up a little bit here. So now you're just going to take opposite arm and leg and just reach them out so that they're level with your body. So the legs out, the hips are square and the arms up near your ear, and then you just bring everything back down. Then you just shift to the other side. Think of getting really long. Reach out through your fingers and toes, lengthen out your body, and then gently put everything back down. And then the other side. So the trick is to come back gently without a wobble through your body as best you can. So it'll get easier the more you practice. So you're not trying to go super high with the arm or the leg, but you're thinking of length. Really lengthen out. That's it. We'll do one more on each side. Good, and then just sit back into rest position again. And then you're just going to help yourself up onto your knees. Give your wrists a little roll here. Round this way and then the other. Now, if this position is a little bit uncomfortable on your knees, then, just a folded up towel is really handy, and just kneel on the towel, because you'll be amazed how much more comfortable that will be. Okay, so we're just going to take a little stretch for our upper body now. So one arm just goes up, straight up to the ceiling. Lengthen that side of your body and then just tip over to the side. And then just come back up and bring the arm down. Same on the other side, just lift up, get longer, longer, longer on that side, so much so that it just tips you over. Come back up and down. Up, lengthen and slide over, come back up. Same on this side, up and over. Good. We'll do one more each side. That should feel really nice. Keep your chest open. That's it. Good. One more. Lift up. Nice big stretch over. And back and down. Next thing to do is to pop your hands on your shoulders, and we're going to take a twist. So try and keep your hip bones pointing straight ahead, but move from your sternum, spiral the spine around, and then come back. So don't worry if it doesn't feel like you're getting very far. I want you to think of length, and exhale when you twist. It can help you get a little bit further, and then inhale back. Exhale as you twist, inhale back. And let your eyes peep round behind you as well, so your neck is part of that twist of your spine. That's good. And then we're just going to interlace your hands and pop them behind the back of your head. And I want you to point your elbows forward a little bit. Then you just lift up your face and lift up your chest. Let your elbows open a little bit. And then bring the elbows a tiny bit forward as you come back to looking straight ahead. Again, you just lift up your face, lift up your chest, open the elbows a little bit. Now if that goes into your lower back, think of pulling the tummy in a little bit and letting the tailbone be a little bit heavy, and then let everything come back. So we really shouldn't be feeling the lower back, because we want to try and move from here. We're just really arching the upper back, which is so important for our posture. Too often we end up rounding forward and it's really easy to do. So this will just reverse that feeling for you. And we'll do one more. So don't go so far if it pinches your lower back. And yeah, good. And then we just take the arms up, big circle around. Cross them, inhale, lift. Big exhale. And again, sweep the arms up. And exhale back. And inhale up. And exhale. One more. Good. And that's all done for today, and I'll see you tomorrow.